はい、実際にゲームを作られたダニーさんにお話を伺いたいと思います。ダニーさん、とりあえずゲーム完成おめでとうございます。
Thank you. We're all really happy. It's been quite a long time, 5.5 years for some people, 4.5 for me. So thank you.
まず聞いてみたいことがあるんですけれども、ウォッチドッグスの世界ではカメラのオブジェクトをハッキングしてパズルのように組み合わせてステルスで行動して目標を達成するわけですけれども、これはある種のなんかステルスものとは違うユニークな要素があるんですけど、どのような発想から生まれたのか教えてください。
A lot of stuff. Watch Dogs is a game where you can hack everything. So everything that's part of the infrastructure, all the phones of citizens, all the computers, so everything that's connected to the network you can hack and you can use as a tool. I like to say that the hacking gameplay is something you can master. You can actually become good at understanding the AI, understanding the traffic, understanding the way the game works. To become a master hacker in an action-adventure game in the end. And it's open world, so there's a lot of toys to play with, there's a lot of things to do in the game.
なんかある種ゲームデザインから考えるといろんな解き方があってすごく難しいと思うんですけど、その場合のこうレベルデザインというかをどういうふうにやって作っていったのかっていうのが
We try to promote exploration and hacking, and we do have a mini game of hacking. We try to not make it too difficult. The further you progress in the game, the harder it becomes. But in the end, being an action adventure, we didn't want that aspect to block people. But we wanted to feel that fantasy of being a hacker and going in a network and rewiring the network to kind of achieve that, reach that camera where you can see inside someone's phone, because in the end the fantasy of surveillance and connectivity has to be felt by the player.
僕はプレイをさせてもらったんですけど、その中にすごくね面白いミニゲームがいくつかついていて、そのミニゲームはどっちかっていうとオールドスクールなゲームへのすごいリスペクトがあるタイプのミニゲームがいっぱいついてるんですけども、それ自体のなんでそれを世界観をもしかしたら壊すかもしれないものを入れていることと入れたことの意味をちょっと聞いてみたいと思います。
The goal is exactly that. We are a serious game. Watch Dogs has serious themes, but we didn't want it to be too dark. So we gave ourselves the right to be like in real life. You can live a tragedy, but then you can open your phone and play a game that's really light and fun. The digital trips are the extreme of that. And it was basically a tool to make sure players had some fun in the game. If you want to break from the story, if you want to break from anything, you can do a mini game, or you can do online, you can play with others. We try to all integrate that, but we kind of explain how it works in the world. And it's like, for me, it's like life, right? You can have a bad day, it's a tragedy, but you open your phone and you play, a small game. And it's true that there are homages, like picking up coins. Definitely we looked at the past and then shooting aliens, and we had a lot of fun because that's what gaming is about, and that's what the fantasy of having a phone is in our lives. So it makes sense in the universe because it's similar to our lives in a way.
もう一つ質問をしてみたいんですけど、僕にとっては周囲をこうオープンワールドで次々こう攻略していくっていうスタイル自体がユービーソフトの中でもファークライだったりとかアサシンとかにも近い感覚を覚えたんですけども、ユービーのソフトとしての新しい部分っていうのはどういうところにあるのかっていうのを聞いてみたいと思います。
It's a different technology, but we try to in Ubisoft we believe in open world progression, because when you make a game with a lot of content, it can be very difficult for a player to kind of absorb it progressively, and by allowing the player to actively progress in the open world, it helps them understand the structure of the game, and it's more digestible. So definitely in Ubisoft we have that philosophy, and we think it's beneficial. We need to adapt it to the game and the themes of the game, but in the end it's it's you taking control of the city, you taking control of the world, and you becoming that hacker through connecting using these. We will integrate a lot of hacking puzzles. We call them VR puzzles, and in that, so you become that hacker and you go and take control of it. And as a player, you're learning the activities slowly. Like not everything is there on the map. It would be really overwhelming. So it allows us to give that content. We also have the remote profiler which will suggest activities. So do you want to do this now? Yes or no? Do you want to do online? Do you want to do a side mission? And if you don't want to do it, it'll just stay on the map, and then you can do it later. But if the game is just kind of given to you in smaller pieces, otherwise at some point the map is just too crowded and it's very confusing.
今回のウォッチドッグスはストーリーとの兼ね合いが実はすごくよくできていて、僕自身は日本語版のストーリーの翻訳をやらせてもらった時にもまるでテレビドラマを見てるようなシームレスな感じがしたんですけども、ゲームのデザインとしてはすごくそこの部分が難しかったんじゃないかと思って、そこのバランスをどうやって取っていったのかっていうのを聞いてみたいと思います。
It's very difficult because we want to give a lot of freedom to the player. So we call that free approach, meaning you solve your problems like you want. So what we did is we try to make the story about the problem you have to solve. But once they tell you this is a problem, you need to do this, then it's gameplay. Then through the game dynamics and the system, you actually solve it. Then we close that moment. We strongly believe in dialogue and characters and narrative, and it's a personal journey for Aiden Pierce, and we think it's better for people to live a personal journey than maybe a too big conspiracy, especially in a game with a lot of new mechanics. It could feel science fiction, so we wanted to bring it down to human level, and through that drama you actually gain control and understand the world. And we try at least the most as we can separate gameplay from narrative, and then we let you that sandbox, that choice of solving that problem any way you want within the game's tools and the power of hacking.
それでは最後の質問にしたいと思います。僕ら日本のメディアなんですけれども、日本のメディアに対してウォッチドッグスの見どころ、遊びどころというのをダニーさんに聞いてみたいと思います。
I really hope everyone in Japan enjoys the game. It's interesting because I had a Japanese interviewer and he said the character was very interesting to them. And I think the themes of hacking and technology will touch people. I say try the hacking, try to become a good hacker. It's really, really satisfying. It's a really good way to play Watch Dogs. You can be action or stealth, that's fine, but try the hacking and slowly understand how the games work, and you can become a master at it. And I think for me, that's the most powerful way to play Watch Dogs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
Subject, Aiden Pierce.
Yeah, I can see him.